Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
How's your day going?
Going good, thank you, yes.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Bronco Nation, when I score, Jackson pours. Each game I score a touchdown, head to Jackson's on Monday for a 49-cent fountain drink with Let's Go rewards. And don't forget your free banana, Jackson's. Let's go.
It's the all-wheel drive event at Lithia Ford of Boise. From hunting trips to ski trips to trips to Grandma's house. Nobody does AWD like LFB. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. BNN Live is presented by our title sponsor, RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our major sponsors, Jackson's, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, Lithia Ford of Boise, and the Blue and Orange Store. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Good morning at Bronco Nation. Happy game day. Welcome on into Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com. My name is BJ Rains. We're talking basketball today ahead of the game with Duquesne. Tonight, we're talking football. Winston Venable going to join us, getting you set for the LA Bowl on Saturday. So a lot going on here in the Boise State sports world. And as always, you can get the latest news and information at BroncoNationNews.com. We are, as you heard the sound guys say, broadcasting in the Sun Cruiser Studios. Appreciate Sun Cruiser for their new partnership as our studio sponsors. So Sun Cruiser, make sure you pick one up. Let the good times cruise with a Sun Cruiser. I mentioned the game tonight. Duquesne, Big one for Boise State, kind of a sneaky, tricky game mixed in here between the big game last weekend, the big game on Sunday, and nice enough to help us kick off the show and talk a little Boise State basketball is our man, Matt Bauscher. Matt, appreciate you. Fun watching that Butler game and excited to see this team back at Extra Mile Arena tonight. How we doing?
Good. Thanks for having me. It's game day. It's been a long time since we've said that. I mean, they've gone to Maui, they've gone to Butler, and feel like we haven't got to see them here in Boise for a long time. And after this one, we wait again for quite a while.
Yeah, it is weird how the schedules worked out. But hey, man, we I saw you over in Maui, and obviously those were two tough games against USC and NC State, and would have loved to have been on the other end of those, particularly the USC game. But to find a way to go to Butler and get that win on Saturday, man, just a massive one that really gives you a little life and a little hope to cling on to here for the season.
Yeah, that was massive. I think that surprised all of us. You go to Butler in a non-Big East game, they don't lose at home. I think they'd won 95% of their home games, non-Big East games. So to go in there and win that where it didn't even come down to the wire, it was pretty comfortable the last 5 minutes. Says a lot about the rebounding, the toughness, staying together. That's one of the bigger road wins I can remember us getting in the last 5-10 years. I mean, I can't think of one that's been significantly more impactful. Can you?
No, in terms of non-conference, probably definitely not in terms of true road games. And I mean, they've had a big win at San Diego State, a couple of times. They've won at the Pit, a couple of times, as you know. But in terms of, early season wins and especially just how badly they needed one of those, given the way how the early part of the season had gone. I mean, that was big time stuff, man. There's so many layers to that. But what'd you think of Big Dom?
He's so tough. I mean, he reminds me of an Eastern European, doesn't get too high, too low, tough as nails. You always know he's going to play really tough. And he was the difference maker. I mean, other guys had great games, but he came in and he really, really added so much value that game. I think that's going to really get his confidence up, get the coach's confidence in him and what he can do. And, they played him and Drew a little bit at the same time, which is a huge lineup, and it worked out.
It seems like the roles are starting to be defined a little bit here with a guy like Dom, Pearson being okay with his role coming off the bench and whether it be NATO and what he's doing coming off the bench and doing his thing. I mean, Keen's obviously starting, but still has that kind of unique role to what he provides. But it just seems like the pieces are starting to fit a little bit here and people are starting to figure out kind of what their role is. And Leon's kind of figuring out in the staff how to best use some of these guys.
Yeah, years past, you said if one guy goes down or gets injured, you never want to talk about injuries, but you're like, we're in a lot of trouble. I mean, Tyson's averaging 20 points a game. The ball's in, Cardenas' hands nonstop. Right now, with 9 guys, 9-10 guys playing significant minutes, every guy brings something different. The bench team might run on a nice run. We got in the second half at Butler, we're down 8-0, and I'm thinking, God, what did the coaching staff say at halftime to get punched in the mouth in the first 90 seconds, 8-0? And then right after that, instead of letting the game get away from us, they fought back and went on about a 15-3 run, if I'm not mistaken. So this team is dynamic, and it's going to be fun tonight because it's a big A-10 game. I mean, Duquesne has some players. They got 2 really, really elite players that we'll see tonight that are both scoring and flurries that we're going to have to minimize like we did Butler. They're top 2 players, and it starts on the defensive end.
What is that like? Actually, I'll get to that in a minute, the trap game potential. I'll ask you that in a minute. But while we're sticking on this team right now, I mean, the consistency to me seems like the one thing that you're hoping starts to level out here and looks like it has, because you're getting a Drew Field to give you a big game and then a game where he has 2 points. And Dylan Andrews score 24 one game and have 8 turnovers the next. I mean, what's that like, that finding that consistency, especially early in the season and especially with freshmen and transfers and guys that you're all trying to get to fit?
I think it's challenging. I'll speak from both perspectives. It's challenging for the coaches when you got 9 guys playing well, because you don't know how the minutes are going to get dispersed. You have to literally make quick decisions on field matchups, rhythm, who looks good out there, to determine playing time, because you've seen the playing time, it's gone a little bit like a teeter-totter. And then from a player's perspective, you have to be a pro and be ready to go, because you don't know if it's one of the games you're going to have 15 points, 5 rebounds, or one of the games you're not going to get to play as much and you're going to get 2 shots. So it's very challenging as a player to stay ready. You got to be a pro and give those minutes. I mean, Dom had came in and he was ready to go, and it goes like that. But it's challenging on both sides, not knowing that Tyson's playing 33 minutes, and we know we can get 18 to 25 every single game from him. And we've had some of those guys in the past, so it keeps the fans on edge. They don't know what's going to happen and who's gonna perform.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He's Matt Bauscher. My name is BJ Rains. This is Bronco Nation News Live, getting you set for tonight's men's basketball game against Duquesne, 7 o'clock. Tickets available, $4 tickets up in the balcony, by the way. Bernie's balcony with the 3-point defense they've been having of late. You can get $4 tickets tonight if you want to come hang out and watch what I think is a pretty exciting team. And they're doing the toys for tots, I believe, collecting some toys at the game tonight if you want to bring one on your way into the arena. But we will talk football here. Winston Venable is going to join us in a little bit. We'll get ready for Saturday's bowl game. I know you're excited about that as well, Matt, the LA Bowl on Saturday. But just, Dylan Andrews and what he's brought to this team, as I mentioned, been a little bit of up and down. There's been some turnover issues at times. I mean, he only shoots 4 of 19 in that Butler game, but gets to the foul line 13 times. I was talking to our man Jay Tusk yesterday about this, but I mean, Dylan Andrews has already shot more free throws this year at Boise State than he shot all of last year at UCLA. And you're talking about a guy that started and played significant minutes, and he's already got more free throws than he had all of last season. He's 33 of 39, 85% from the line. What are you seeing from him where, again, he's only shooting 36% from the field right now, but is getting to the line and still, is the second leading scorer at almost 13 points a game?
And his assist to turnovers have gotten better the last couple games too. I've really looked at that. Now he's averaging over 4 assists, and that'll probably get closer to 6 as we get along and guys are making shots and he's getting. I mean, he's still a new system, right? We're very still new to DA running the show. And I think a few things. I think his percentage is going to go up because he's going to get better looks. He's not going to have to force as much. And when you get to the free throw line and watch the ball go in, it just expands his confidence. And his percentages are naturally going to go up. And in a game where somebody goes 4 for 19, you would think that they are a complete liability. He impacted the game in so many ways that was beneficial, that got that road win despite having a poor shooting performance.
If we have a couple minutes left, if you do have a question or a thought for Matt, feel free to throw that in the chat and we'll get to that. Matt, obviously with Bauscher Real Estate, online at bauscherrealestate.com. Matt helped us buy and sell our home, and it was tremendous customer service every step of the way, and highly, highly recommended if you're looking to buy or sell a home to check out bauscherrealestate.com, and Matt and his team will get in contact with you with all the services and things that they offer. But what else has kind of stood out to you at this point in the season? I mean, 6-3, as I mentioned, they're kind of uphill and probably be playing, from behind kind of all season, unfortunately, just because of the way the season started. But now Joe Lenardi's already got him back as the 8th team out or whatever. I mean, they're already back on the bubble. Obviously, Sunday is going to be a massive game. But sitting here at 6-3, I mean, I guess in a perfect world, if you just had the Hawaii Pacific game, 7-2, you'd feel so much better. But just from what you've seen, 9 games, I mean, we're 25% through the season already, as crazy as it sounds. What have you seen just from the improvement and the progression of this team from that Hawaii Pacific game to now?
I mean, you always say woulda, coulda, shoulda. If you woulda, coulda, shoulda, we should. I was in there. We should have beat USC, who's now 9-1. It looks like one of the top teams in the country. We were right there with NC State. Obviously, there was the blimp in the Division II game that was completely unacceptable. So we're a coin flip away from being 9-0, and I know we're 6-3, but if we're 8-3 after Sunday, I think everybody's feeling pretty good. We're probably a top 35 team on Ken Palm, and we're heading into conference, with Nevada and those guys coming up early, feeling pretty confident in where we went, where we traveled, and where we're sitting with such a new team with new roles. I mean, almost everybody's in a new role. I look for JB to get more comfortable. Meadow's going to get more comfortable. We're averaging just below 80 points a game. I think if we can get that over 80, our defense is so good that it's really going to be the difference in some close ones.
And there were some people after the Maui tournament asking me, well, why did they even go to Maui? Why did they play in these games? And they're just going to go all this way and lose. And like, after the Butler game, I was like, well, that's why you went to Maui, to toughen up and to be prepared for something like that. And, you could say that again coming up, even a Duquesne team who's one of the quote unquote worst teams on their non-con schedule, who's still 140 at Ken Palm. Like, this is by far, and I'm going to dive into the exact numbers, but I just took a quick glance, and this is by far the hardest non-con schedule from top to bottom that they've played under Leon. I mean, they've had maybe the higher, like a top 10 type team in a Creighton or a Michigan State or in Arizona, but from top to bottom, they've never had, this level of consistency and challenges in the games they're playing. I mean, they've had, according to the net, top 10 hardest schedule in America to this point in terms of hardest, net, schedule. And I mean, the worst team on their schedule, obviously take out Hawaii Pacific and Chaminade, but I mean, the worst team on their schedule is UT Rio Grande Valley, who's 178th at Ken Palm. So no teams in the 200s, no teams in the 300s in terms of the metrics. And I guess from a player's perspective, you'd love to be 9-0. You'd love to have huge wins, but taking some lumps early, but playing some really good teams and getting battle tested. What can that do for a team come conference play?
For the fans, Bronco Nation, Maui was so beneficial. I'll give you some inside scoop on why. My senior year, they told me to get a passport, and the whole team was excited because they said we were going to Italy. We ended up going above Seattle to Vancouver. It was the only place I went in 4 years was Vancouver, basically Seattle. So that is where I got to experience non-conference, travel. Here's what's good. You're together 7 days with your brothers, nonstop. You get to play 3 games in 3 days, which won't happen the whole season until when? March, Mountain West tournament. The only other time you play 3 games in 3 days. So it prepared us for that back-to-back-to-back that you don't see the entire year, which I think is really good. And then also from a financial aspect, the best player for USC who's actually hurt right now during all these wins over Oregon and everybody they've beaten, their best player's not even playing. That man makes $3 million a year. Their point guard that had 27 against us that we lost at the very end. So we are doing so much more with less. It makes me proud as a booster, as a former Bronco. The budget and what we have and how we're utilizing it, from JD and Cody and the athletic administration to Leon and his staff on the coaching standpoint. We are taking that dollar and we are squeezing it, and we are getting every ounce out of it that we can. And to be in these conversations with Will Wade and Musselman and the budgets they have, and looking at it and knowing we are right there and beating Butler on the road, it's special what's being accomplished. I mean, it really is.
I thought Tim Duryea had a great offensive game plan, especially in the second half there, Matt, against Butler. Out of a couple of timeouts, just had some great set plays and got some buckets, I believe, for Dom Pearland multiple times on layups and cuts to the basket. Bronco 130 is asking, hi, Matt, what would you call Duryea's offensive scheme?
I think it's very, like, I'll tell you the play he always ran. They beat us at Utah State with that play. You run the baseline, the guard sets the under screen, you go underneath the hoop, he gets one of those, and then right out of the timeout, perfect. I want to see some out of bounds baskets underneath our hoop. I think we could add a little creativity there. Every time we're taking it out, I'm like, oh man, are we going to get it in bounds? Are we going to score? So I think that's one thing we probably are working on. But I mean, Duryea is an offensive guru. I mean, the guy studies it religiously. He's been around the game. He's forgot more than I'll ever know when it comes to X's and O's. And he has to, his hard job is going to be similar to what you saw Potter on the football field. I mean, we have a backup quarterback and all these injuries, and everybody's like, Potter, fired Potter. Look at his look who he's working with. He doesn't have a machete. Potter had a steak knife at best during some of those games. You get Maddox back, you get some wide receivers back, and all of a sudden you see what happens the last couple. So I think it's easy to throw when things aren't going good. You throw somebody under the bus, but I think also the players, he's going to put them in position to be successful, and they got to be aggressive.
So what do you make of this game tonight? You're coming off a huge win against Butler, as we said. You've got another even bigger game coming up on Sunday over in Idaho Falls. And this game against a kind of sneaky good team that you're, favored by 13 or 4. I mean, this is right now a quad 4 game, but just because of the way the metrics line up, even though Duquesne's 140 in Ken Palm and a decent team, and yet you're expected to kind of beat them by 15 plus points here, or else it quote unquote hurts you. What do you sneaking this game in here on this midweek game here against a sneaky good A-10 team in Duquesne? What do you make of this game tonight, and how do college kids on paper, again, the untrained media eye like me, this would look like a classic trap game, a classic tougher game than it should be, just coming off Saturday and what you have Sunday. What's your take on tonight's game, and whether or not if you think that might be the case at all?
This team's good, and the whole Atlantic 10 is rooting against us tonight. Davison, Richmond, St. Joe's, all of them want us to lose and Duquesne to win tonight because we know how that will change their conference once they start beating each other up, and the Mountain West, how we need a win for the Mountain West. It's going to be tough. I mean, you see these guys, they are a good A-10 team. I obviously expect us to win and win it on the defensive end, but hopefully we can get our offense going early. Once we get a lead, we tend to keep it. So don't get in the hole early where we're down early. Really fight from the tip off, and let's get some energy in the arena. It's been a while since we've all been together in there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Matt, before we let you go, what are you excited about right now, just with the housing market and what you guys have going on? And I know there's a ton of new projects and new developments that keep popping up. There are plans for things, but what's as we go, finish up the last couple of weeks here at 2025 and turn into 2026? What's kind of the outlook here in the Treasure Valley and some of the stuff you're excited about?
Yeah, 2025 is the best year the Bauscher team's ever had, and it's a lot because of the amazing loyal customers and clients we've had for the last decade plus. But if you're on the fence and you want to have some really in-depth conversations, should you sell, should you move, should you buy now? Every situation is completely different. I'm an open book. I'll give you my best advice, and sometimes it's not what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear, and I'll always be honest and transparent. And call me. Ask me questions. I'm in this all day, every day in the trenches, and I would love to provide value.
Well, we got way nicer of a house than we ever imagined, thanks to you and your team, Matt, and got us everything we've wanted and more. So we are super appreciative. I mentioned it on yesterday's show, but happy to announce that you're re-upping for another year with us here at BNN. So we are very thankful. You've been one of the ones with us since day one, and so appreciate you and hope everybody out there. I always say it, everybody has in this town 4 or 5 friends that are realtors or know people that are realtors or whatever. But hopefully if folks give you a call or take a look at your website, they'll find out that you guys do it a little bit different, and you can find the best value for folks. And hope we can help continue to I know it was a very, very small part, but hopefully we can help you have an even bigger year in 2026, Matt. And we appreciate you as always, and we'll see you at Extra Mile Arena tonight.
Yeah, thank you. And I think from everybody, thanks for everything you do for Bronco Nation. I mean, years ago, there was no BNN. It was very poorly covered local news that we don't need to mention, but it was very poorly covered. You leave your family, you go on all these road trips, you get us access. I feel like the fans have never been closer to the programs because of you and your staff's dedication. When you reached out to me saying you're potentially going to take this leap of faith, I told you I'm all in. Bronco Nation will be pumped, and people might give you crap from some of your takes, and but you keep everybody engaged. And I think speaking from every Bronco fan in the country that gets better access, thanks for your dedication. We know we can count on getting access because of you and your staff.
Well, we couldn't do it without you, so we appreciate you and kind words, Matt. And maybe that's my 2026 resolution. Just leave the trolls be on social media. We'll see. I have too much fun with it, Matt. I enjoy the back and forth sometimes. We got to go a little. My wife tells me, why mess with them? Leave it sometimes. So we'll see. But I enjoy social media. But I enjoy our friendship, relationship. Really appreciate you, man. And hopefully you're not needed to get on the refs tonight. Hopefully it's not that close of a game. But we'll see. And we'll see you tonight. And we really do appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Awesome. Thanks, BJ. Go Broncos.
Matt Bauscher, again, Bauscher Real Estate. Check him out online, BauscherRealEstate.com. And again, you're talking about someone that literally, played for the Broncos, blood, sweat, and tears out there, and is helping out in the NIL game, helping out in all the various things out there. We are very appreciative of Matt and his team for helping us out. And again, a lot of people talk the talk, but Matt can certainly walk it as well with backing up, everything that he says with the experience of doing it on that court and wanting to support this program. And he has been one of my biggest supporters and backers since day one. And it truly does mean a lot to me and my family. So as I said, I know everybody has family members, friends, whatever, that are realtors out there. There's a lot of realtors in this town, but it's firsthand experience. We bought our home. We sold our home with Matt and his team. Tremendous customer service every step of the way. And if you're looking for someone that really is going to fight for you and get you every dollar and every part of the deal that you don't think you can, he'll get it for you. And we're in our dream home because of Matt and his team. So really appreciate Matt for his support and his basketball knowledge, and hope to continue to make him a regular contributor here on BNN moving into 2026. But yeah, big game tonight. Duquesne, the Broncos, 7 o'clock is the tip-off tonight at Extra Mile Arena. And again, trying to get that, keep the winning streak going here as they get set for the game against St. Mary's on Sunday. Winston Venable, he's going to join us. We're going to talk a little football. LA Bowl, we're just, 3 days away. Hard to believe the LA Bowl is only 3 days away. Winston Venable going to join us here momentarily. But I want to thank a couple sponsors. Sun Cruiser, real iced tea, real vodka, no bubbles, 100 calories, low carb, low calorie, low alcohol content. Pick up a Sun Cruiser today, our new studio sponsor. And as I said, anytime you give us a photo on social media, give us a shout out of you drinking a Sun Cruiser, we'll put you in a raffle here in the month of December to win some cool prizes. So Sun Cruiser, let us know. Let us try one out and send us a photo, and we'll take care of you from Sun Cruiser. RoePaint.com. We appreciate our title sponsor, Andy Rowe and Company, ROEPaint.com. Andy Rowe, appreciate them. 20% off your winter painting projects if you hit up RoePaint.com, whether it's those concrete coatings, interior, exterior painting. Hit up RoePaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. You can check them out as well. They got 7 NIL deals you see there. They're now in as an official sponsor with Boise State. So whether it's inside the stadium, outside the stadium, love seeing that ICCU logo back around the blue and orange. And we appreciate Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. TacoBellWorks.com. Again, we're waiting. Winston Venable going to join us here momentarily. I think he's about ready to roll here. Winston Venable, and we're going to talk football, but TacoBellWorks.com, the SON Management Group, the Nicolason family. And we appreciate them for their support. You can get those crispy chicken strips, all the great options. The breakfast quesadillas at Taco Bell are tremendous. My kids are wanting to get those before school, like pretty much every day. We have to limit it to like once a week. TacoBellWorks.com. Get more information at Taco Bell. Hey, Monday, regardless of whether Latrell Capel scores or not, Monday, you can get that 49-cent fountain drink from Jackson's. They're going to honor the deal on Monday to honor Latrell Capel and his career at Boise State. Monday, 49-cent fountain drink, whether he scores or not, using your Let's Go Rewards app, and that is from our friends at Jackson's. Hey, make sure you got the right gear for the bowl game, for the basketball game tonight. Get those jerseys over there at the Blue and Orange store. They have the location there at the Boise Town Square Mall, the new location down at the Boise State Hall of Fame. They can make those customized jerseys in minutes. Make sure you check that out at the Blue and Orange store, and the 4,000 plus hats on the hat wall online at the Blue and Orange store.com. I think our man Winston Venable is ready to go. I can't tell if his camera's turned on or not. I made him wait a few extra minutes today, so I apologize for that. Winston Venable, do we have you, Winston? There he is. Oh, look at the fade into that. Wow, that was
that was how we're doing it today, baby. Fade in. Yeah, let's go, man. I'm producing back here. Got the fade in controls.
Yeah. Well, I apologize for making you wait a few extra minutes today, Winston. We were talking basketball with Matt Bauscher ahead of the game tonight, so I know I told you a time and it was a little bit later, so I apologize for making you wait, but appreciate you for coming on. By the way, Alexander Tubner, I know one of your clients, he was on last night on Riley and Rid, and that was tremendous stuff. Some great behind the scenes stories, some great stuff. And so not sure if you've had a chance to check it out, but everybody needs to go back and watch Riley and Rid last night. Alexander Tubner, some great stories. And I know he's getting ready to start his professional career up in Canada, but enjoyed hearing from Tubner last night.
Oh, yeah, man. You got Tubes out there on a little post game for the Mountain West Championship. You got him out there replacing Ahmed for the chaos flag. I mean, hey, he's a Bronco that is staying in the mix, staying on the scenes, and getting after it, man. So obviously awesome to have him on there and share stories. That was a great little trio of fellas last night. I was able to check out most of it, and yeah, Tubner's got some things in his back pocket, which is awesome, and he has fun with it, man.
As the agent now, man, you're listening to this a little different now. You're like, hey, be careful what you say here now. You got to get this deal done. But all you had to do maybe was send was it the BC Lions, or who's the team that he's signing with up there?
Yeah,
you got to
BC
just
Lions, man.
Send them the video of him with his shirt off, waving his towel around, and say he's in great shape. He's ready to go.
Yeah, you know what? He's got good people around him. I was watching a little of the post-game show, and Mike Callahan even said, "Hey, I'll answer that for you, Tubes. Like you got something to do here." And no, he's a professional. I have the privilege and honor to work with high character guys that need help along the journey. And the bottom line for me, especially with these Bronco guys, man, is like, helping them find a place in professional football. And when you have a jersey on, you have a shot. And that's what that's my goal for some of these guys. Obviously, the NFL is the dream, but in order to get to the NFL, man, you got to have a jersey on. So I'm super proud about our work together and helping a guy like Tubner have a jersey on and continue to have the shot to chase his dreams and get placed in professional football. So fired up for that dude and thankful for him.
When's he head up there? What's the schedule for that league?
Well, they'll have a few good months off. They won't start training camp till June or May, late May, early June, and they'll be into it. So he's got good 5 months of some training, and it'll be cool because I get to share some knowledge from my experience and really try to help him get a leg up on the different aspects of the game, because it is a different game. I mean, it's football nonetheless, but there's some nuances to the CFL game that a lot of guys that are coming from the States, it takes them some time to get adjusted and acclimated. And if I can, give him an edge up where he's not looking at a defense for the first time or understanding some of those nuances, it'll be pretty cool to give him that edge up.
We're going way too far down the rabbit hole here, but did they change that? I saw they were maybe going to change the rule or move the field goal post back to did they ever do that? Or
no, they haven't done it yet. I believe they're going to do that next season.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that was
always one of the quirks I liked about the CFL. You got to score a touchdown and not hit the goalpost.
There's a lot of quirks in the CFL that a lot of people are not aware of, but that's the fun part about it. Even as a player, I was in year 5 and I was still discovering these little rules and like, oh wait, you can do that, or that's how this works. And that's again, like I said, that's one of the challenges is that it's their league. It's Canadian football, which is different, and you got to get used to all the little tweaks and quirks about it. But it's a fun league. Tubner will be freaking really valuable up there because it's a big passing league, and Tubner can play about 5 different positions on the defensive side of the ball. So he's a great fit for the Canadian Football League from a linebacker safety standpoint. And I think he's going to go produce some film. And like I said, man, continue that opportunity to chase your dreams and goals in the NFL and play professional football first and foremost, which not a lot of people get to do.
Well, I kind of jokingly, made a comment on the show last night, but I mean, for the next 5 months, if he wants a part-time gig here at BNN, he certainly is well-spoken with a microphone and has some good takes. And
yeah,
and you're skipping out on me for Saturday's game. Maybe I see if Tubner's available for some pregame, postgame coverage.
Yeah, man. I'll be honest. I mean, he's going through that kind of transition phase where finding some opportunities to work, make some money. Obviously, that's something that he is looking to do and capitalize on with these 5 months off, because it's pretty hard to take on a full-time job. So, hey, anybody out there, BJ, you especially, go holler at old Tubner, man, for some of that part-time work.
We'll just have to give you, you're making so much with me, Winston. I may need to give pay cut, and then we'll
there you go.
Add that over to
happy to take care of my guys in that way. So I'm willing to give up my opportunities for Tubner 100%.
We do have our new Sun Cruiser Studios, our new studio sponsor. Somebody's asking if you can get those at Jackson's. Yes, most Jacksons should have them now. I know Albertsons has them for sure. And yes, they have the vodka teas and also the vodka lemonades. And as I said, through the month of December, if you take a picture on social media and post it and tag BNN of yourself having a Sun Cruiser in the month of December, we'll put you in a cool drawing to try to win some cool prizes and things like that. So looking forward to that. All right. So what's your take, Winston? I'm trying to find my Winston graphic here. There we go. Just your take on this bowl matchup, man. Washington got some history with Washington. I'm trying to remember when you were here coaching, if you played Washington as a coach or as a player, but just what do you make? Obviously the Coach Pete connection. They play again in 2029, but they've played, I think, 5 or 6 times in the last 12 or 13 years. this is a pretty tough game when I look at it. I mean, this isn't your typical middle of the road Pac-12 team playing the Mountain West champion here. This is a 8-4 team that their losses were to some really, really good teams, and they've got some first round high-end NFL talent. Like, I think it's going to be a pretty tough game for Boise State, but just what's your general thoughts, I guess, on the matchup, the proximity of the two programs here and the history? And it's a nice, I know some people on the Washington side, I saw their post about it, and all the replies were just people tired of playing Boise State and wanted somebody bigger and don't like playing the very next week in the LA Bowl. Like, a lot of their fan base, at least, is not super fired up about this, but I get a sense on the Boise State side, people are pretty fired up about this.
Yeah, I mean, some guys are fired up about playing UNLV for the I don't know how many time, but you just got to you got to deal with the card that you're dealt. And for Boise State, I think it's awesome. Like you said, there's some history that goes on. I was a part of the 2019 team that went down to Vegas and played UW. Got to see Coach Pete. There's always a little bit extra there, which is really fun.
We don't have to talk about what happened in that game, though.
No, that wasn't a great one. I was not a part of when I think Pete came, maybe his first year out from Washington, came to the Blue. And I know that was a huge game for Harsin. Working for Pete, having those guys come in and getting the job done on the Blue. I mean, that's like a huge win for the boys back in the day. But I like the matchup. I think the bottom line is this type of game is awesome for Boise State. I don't really care about Washington State and what they think and if it moves the needle for them. But for us, it definitely moves the needle. These are the games that Boise State was built off, the non-conference games early in the season. The bowl games have been against opponents that may be better or ranked higher. Those type of opportunities are what we need as a program. Just got to go out there and get the job done. So I'm super fired up about it, to be honest with you.
All right, so I'm going to give up my revenue on this show here, Winston. If I ever play like a copyrighted video or song or whatever, then I can't make my $10, $15 on ad revenue on this show. But I was so disgusted with Paul Feinbaum. I don't know if you heard his comments about the group of five not deserving a spot in the playoff. I'm going to play his quote here, which, like I said, it'll flag me for copyright. But you know what? Maybe somebody can buy a new subscription today and we'll make up for it. But I wanted to play this anyway and talk about it just because I thought Paul Feinbaum's and he's one of many takes right now about the group of five not deserving a spot in the playoff moving forward and all this. So I'm going to play Paul Feinbaum here and then get your reaction.
Yeah, well, it's time to get rid of the G5 schools. And I know how they got in there. It was a compromise. But America does not want to see Tulane, nor do we want to see James Madison in the college football playoff. This is great in the NCAA basketball tournament, Greeny. There are 68 schools. There are only 12 here, and we don't need them around. And I'm not going to give you with all due respect, because I don't really care about Tulane or James Madison. They're both going to lose by 25 to 45 points. They'll be unwatchable games, and get them out of a playoff. Yeah, well, it's time
your take there. Your take, Winston.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. There's plenty of those guys out there. I mean, I actually think that, you get an underdog story, the Cinderella story. I mean, those are the games that are more intriguing than your big Georgia versus Alabama. Of course, that's a big game, right? But I mean, it's like we've seen that plenty of years. You see that every year. And I think SEC football is awesome, right? I mean, it's big time ball, but you can't tell me that there aren't going to be a bunch of people in the country very interested to see a Tulane and to see a James Madison and to see a Boise State go out there and play a big time university and give them a run for their money. Hey, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but until we see it and until there's I don't know, years and years and years and years of G5 teams getting their butts whooped, I mean, that's just kind of a bad take. I tell you this, BJ, number 3, TCU versus number 6, Boise State University. I mean, it's the same talk, man. Why did Boise State and TCU play each other in the Fiesta Bowl? Because
they didn't want to have the chance of one of you guys beating one of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's old news, man. We've been living this. I've lived it. It's the same story, bro. It's like they don't want to see what Boise State and Tulane can Boise State and TCU, we would have whooped anybody in the country that year. So what do? They match up the two underdogs to play each other and don't even let it be something that they can talk about. So that take, whatever, not worried about it.
Are you worried are you worried at all about it's funny because the ACC having such a horrible year is going to penalize the group of five in all of this, but do you worry that they are going to find a way to push the group of five out of this or squeeze them out? And by the way, our man Nathan Carroll put some numbers together. 2004, when Utah blew out Pittsburgh, that kind of started this where the non-AQ teams went 4-2 in the BCS era after that against AQ teams. And then in the CFP era, group of five teams are 4-7 against Power 4 teams in the New Year's Six and the CFP. So you're talking about 8-9 since 2004 in either the BCS games or the CFP New Year's Six games. 8-9 group of five against the power teams basically in the last 20 years. And he pointed out, last year Northern Illinois won at Notre Dame. Like just last year, Northern Illinois won at Notre Dame. And if you go look at the scores last year, everybody knows it, but like those first round games, there were some blowouts. Winston, Tennessee got crushed by somebody by 20 something points. Like Boise State was not one of the blowouts. Boise State was one of the closer games last year of all those games in the playoffs. So all these talking points, the Danny Cannells, these talking heads that say, get the group of five out of here. It's because the ACC was terrible this year, but it is going to penalize the group of five, but they're just factually they're not accurate in what they're talking about. Like the group of five has held their own pretty. I mean, Tulane beat USC a year or two ago, like in the, I think it was Sugar Bowl or one of those games. Like they're just not even accurate in what they're talking about. And I do think a large portion of the country does want to watch James Madison against Oregon, does want to watch. He can say no one wants to see him, get him out of here. I get it. 2 being in makes it worse this year. If it was just Tulane and if Notre Dame had got in over James Madison, if the ACC hadn't crapped the bed, I don't think this would be nearly as big of a deal. But I just hope that the group of five doesn't somehow get completely screwed in all this.
Yeah, I mean, it's college football. I think I say it a lot. Anything can happen. The group of five, unfortunately, college football playoffs is one thing, but it's just a whole new landscape, whole new era. The group of five is getting pushed out. I mean, from a financial perspective, all these different things are what is separating the different conferences and different levels. And that's more of a testament to some of these teams that don't have a big budget and can still go in and compete. But essentially, yes, BJ, it's all the landscape is pushing and separating conferences and separating talent levels. And a lot of that has to do with money. And a lot of these conversations have to do with money. It's kind of unfortunate where things are at, but the creation of the college football playoffs, I know, started off with 4 teams and then it gets expanded. So I don't know. I feel like as a fan of the sport, we just kind of let a few years go down to see how college athletics evolves. And I don't think there's any stability. I don't think there's any structure. I think they're going to try to keep on tweaking and changing for what's best to who. I don't even know who the who is at this point, right? So it's but in 5 years, hopefully there's more of a structure on everything we're talking about. But there's it's already trying to separate, man. Just and it's throw the money in. There's going to be a mega conference. Maybe football will separate from the NCAA. Is Boise State involved in that category or not? A lot of it's going to do with financials, but a lot of other schools are going to be that. Is it going to be 2 different type of conferences or leagues, if you will? Is it going to turn into straight pro ball for football? I mean, we're well on our way to that. So a lot of stuff we could talk about there, BJ, but I think it needs time to get ironed out, to be honest with you.
It's funny though, too, because how many SEC teams hired group of 5 coaches? 3 or 4 this year. Auburn hires a South Florida coach. You've got, Florida hiring the Tulane coach. They don't want Tulane anywhere near the playoff, but we'll take your coach at Florida.
Dude, it's all BJ. unfortunately, that's where this thing's headed. The G5s are, from a coaching and player standpoint, it's what people have to navigate now. They're just feeders, man.
I know that, but I'm saying, like, it's funny. They don't want any part of James Madison, but guess what? UCLA wants their coach and took the James Madison coach. Like, they're not good enough to be in the playoff, but they're good enough to take your coaches and players at our level here.
Heck yeah, man. It's dirty business, man. Dirty world. It's exactly what it is, man, for sure.
Well, Winston, what do you make of this actual matchup? Because, like I said, I think this is going to be a pretty tough matchup for Boise State. You do have Boise State. As a player, do you like, there's been a lot of talk this week, but it does seem like just getting right into game week here is a positive for a school like Boise State. I mean, you take these 3-4 weeks off, you don't know who's talking to agents, who's talking with family members about transferring. You don't know where guys' mental state is. They go home and see their families. They come back. Like, to get right into game week, they had the one extra day on Saturday to celebrate that championship and get right into game week. I mean, and Washington only had 1 week off, so it's not like they sat around for a month. But just what do you make of the timing of this game? You do lose some of the, quote, bowl activities and that kind of stuff. Boise State's not even going down until tomorrow. I think Washington's going down this afternoon after practice, but Boise State's going down on a Thursday for a Saturday game, mostly treating this like a normal game. I think gone are the days and months of the 15 bowl practices and getting your young guys ready. Like, coaches, in my opinion, just want this season over with and move on to getting ready for building the roster for next year. But what do you make of the unique timing of this game? They'll be the very first bowl game on Saturday. And I was wrong. I thought originally it was going to be going up against the Heisman Trophy at the same time. It turns out the Heisman Trophy is actually leading into this bowl game. So on ABC from, nice. 7 to 8 Eastern, you'll have the Heisman Trophy ceremony. And right when the Heisman Trophy ceremony ends, they're going to go to LA for the LA Bowl. National audience right there on ABC for this game. What do you make of this, the timing of all this?
Yeah, I like the timing. The football season's such a grind, BJ. And these kids, man, they go through a lot. And, this is what they signed up for, right? The grind. And if you're playing in these big time games and you're willing to sacrifice certain things. I just know that being home for Christmas, the holidays, wrapping school up and all those type of things, like, may as well knock it out early. And if you can knock out a big time game like this early and just stay in the flow of the season, I think it's pretty good, man. I mean, I like the idea of multiple practices and the old bowl game model, like you said, like 15 practices, but that has its benefits and it also has its challenges. So I like the timing of this. They're striking while the iron's hot. They're playing some good football, and you just get to roll right into the next season, give these guys a break to rest their body, rest their mind, get with their family over the holidays and get after it. Now, I think on the same side, if you're not fired up about your opponent, and you're playing January 1st or 2nd, and it's not in a big New Year's 6 and, college football type playoff game, then, man, that's just tough, man, to go through that grind. And like I said, these guys are competitors. They can handle the grind, but towards this time of the season, man, bodies are hurting. Minds are starting to go a little bit. So I like the opportunity to knock it out early against a big-time opponent.
What'd you like with what you saw from Maddox Madsen coming back in that championship game? Month off, didn't seem to show too much rust. Obviously, just what do you make of him? And like I said, this matchup against Washington, they got some first-round high-end talent on that team. You look at their schedule, man, and it's kind of scary. Like, they don't have a ton of great wins. They did beat Illinois, who was ranked at the time, but all their losses are to Oregon and Ohio State, and then they went on the road and lost a close one at Wisconsin. They lost at Michigan, but they've obviously clearly got some talent, and they're probably going to be bought in as well, finishing this thing early. And it sounds like all their guys have not opted out and are going to play. So just 8-point spread, I think, 8.5-point spread. What's your take on the actual matchup here in Boise State's chances?
Yeah, I like it, man. First, touch on Mad Dog. I think he didn't miss a beat, right? I think we talked last week and it was like, well, wouldn't be surprised if he come out there and had some cobwebs that he had to knock off. And if the first couple series didn't look great, then, it's kind of like, hey, man, he's getting back into the flow of the game. But, man, what a competitor. I think everybody knows he's a competitor, and pretty cool to see him use his legs, get in the end zone, ripped it for a few touchdowns. So, like, man, hat off to that guy. It's not easy, mentally or physically, taking a month off and then coming in and competing in a championship game. But that's Mad Dog, man. He's a competitive dude. He's the leader of the team, and he's a starting quarterback for a reason. So I thought that was pretty cool to see him go out there and get the job done and be up there as the offensive player of the game and get after it, man. So awesome for him. Back to the matchup. Like I said before, BJ, I really do believe that Boise State, has a history of these type of games, and we have a history of winning these games. And I think, honestly, I think that's what this program needs right now. Hats off to the boys winning the Mountain West Championship, and that's just a part of the goal. And it's something that we do often, whether it's the Big Sky or the WAC or the Mountain West. Like, we win championships here. And then, when you really get put on the map is when you go and win these big time non-conference and bowl games. So I really like that Washington's a strong team. I really like that Boise State is, kind of getting into the flow of things late in the season here. And it's going to be a great matchup. Like you said, they have some really good talent. I'd like to see the running back room over at Washington. Jonah Coleman's a guy that I recruited actually. And, didn't end up coming here. We had some other plans with some other good players, but he's a heck of a back, and he's going to be a draft pick type of guy. And they got some really good O linemen, and they come from a great coaching staff. So this is going to be a big challenge for BSU, but we've got to love the big challenge. We want the big challenge. We want it to be like this. We just got to go knock it out and get that W.
With that said, though, Winston, I mean, you're right. They have obviously for years made their history on beating this big teams, but they haven't done it the last couple of years. I mean, Boise State, I think, has lost 8 or 9 in a row to Power 5 teams. That Florida State win down in 2019 in Tallahassee was the last time I believe they've beaten a Power 5 team. Spencer Danielson, I think, is 0-5 or something against Power 5 teams. You could make it. I mean, I guess, how big of a deal is that? And how badly do they need to get back to slaying the Dragons and those kind of things and getting back to beating those teams?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm looking at a comment here from Mike. He says all of college football needs us to win. And it's kind of funny. It's like that goes a little bit back to the Tulane, the JMU, G5s, and there's been these upsets, but that's how you get it done. You go out there and you win the games. You go out there and you perform well on national television against these big time opponents. And it's kind of like proving that you can do it, proving that we or a smaller school can do it. So, yes, not only for the nation, BSU needs to win, but to your point, BJ, I think I don't want to say I say this slightly here because the winning the Mountain West Championship is a huge deal. Like, winning your conference is a big freaking deal. So congratulations, hats off to the boys, the staff. I'm super proud of those guys as an alumni, especially with how much of an up and down season there's been. But yeah, man, I would expect they got to be hungry. Coach D's got to be hungry to get one of these wins under his belt because it just really does take that national respect, and it takes the program to next levels. I mean, when you're talking about recruiting and all those type of things and just doing what we've done here in the past, it's not just winning the championships, it's winning these big time games. So there's standards, there's expectations, and I would put this stuff right there up with it. Go win the big games, man. Let's get after it. That's who we are, man.
How different, Winston, is playing in an NFL stadium like SoFi Stadium than playing in Reno or some of the places Boise State typically plays in the Mountain West? I mean, I know Albertson Stadium certainly gets loud and things, but just from a pure walk-in, see an NFL stadium, the size, the depth, how tall, the dome. I know Boise State's done it playing at Allegiant Stadium in previous years, and a lot of these guys even have played in this stadium, but just. I mean, you played obviously in I guess it was back then, University of Phoenix Stadium or whatever, State Farm Stadium there in Phoenix. And then you also played in some pretty small, environments on the road as well. What's it like walking in there? What's the difference like? Is there any kind of awe factor? And from an actual gameplay standpoint, is anything different in terms of just depth perception and things like that in a stadium that big?
I mean, I think when you walk out there or when it's game time, you know, before the whistle actually blows, before the ball gets kicked off, like the only, I don't want to say issue, but it's like if it's not filled up, you can kind of feel that, like it almost feels a little empty. And you don't really think about that after the fact. But I will say, like, so that would be one thing I'd say there. And then, you know, there's a lot of like intimate, unique, small college stadiums. I would say that Boise State is not even, I wouldn't even say small, but like it's intimate and unique in the way the stadium's structured, that like, man, if that atmosphere in college with the band and the drunk fans and the student section, like it brings a different type of atmosphere than some NFL stadiums, right? Like some stadiums in some cities you go to, it just feels a little different. It may feel a little empty. And you can go back to like even back to college, like the Rose Bowl. I mean, it's really like this big bowl and it feels like the fans are so far away, even if it's packed, right? Boise State sitting right on you. But I mean, I've been to, you know, the Saints, man, the dome out there, like it's a party in there. And I was like, okay, this is sick. Like this is college. This is a rowdy group of fans and the atmosphere in here is sick. And then there's some stadiums where you're like, yeah, you know, like I played in college games that felt like better or more fire than this, you know? So
yeah,
hit or miss. I think back to it, man. I think the main thing is an empty stadium, a huge stadium that's not full can feel a little empty.
And I know they played, as somebody pointed out, in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers stadium in the first game this season, but that's a 20-plus-year-old old stadium. I mean, it doesn't compare to SoFi Stadium when you walk in and see SoFi Stadium. So I don't really put those on the same level. But they have had, you know, they've had, I think, 5, maybe 6 NFL stadiums they've played in the last 3 years, Winston. So this is pretty cool for them. They've gotten a chance.
I think it's cool though. Like it's definitely cool. Like it puts a little more something on it. Like it's cool. These are college kids. It's cool to go inside of an NFL stadium. Some of these guys have never been to an NFL game, let alone been playing on the same turf of guys they see play on Sunday. So like there's a cool factor for sure. But a lot of these guys aren't playing football like and trying to go win because it's just cool. They're not just showing up because it's cool. They're going and getting a job done. So that's what I meant by you may notice something, but then you kind of flip it off pretty quick. But yeah, man, there's a cool factor.
Well, final thing or two, and we'll let you go, Winston. We appreciate your time. Is it true, or is it just one of those coaching things where it's like, hey, you win the bowl game, it helps propel you into next season and fire you up all off season, and the momentum carries you because, you know, sometimes people lose the bowl game and they say that motivates them and fires them up all off season as well. Is there anything to how you play in a bowl game, good or bad, that impacts the spring or next season?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, little salty taste in your mouth, you know, like not enjoying the holidays as much. I mean, think about it. You go play on the 16th or whatever it may be. You play on the 22nd. You play on Christmas Eve, and you take an L. Hey, man, the way that these coaches operate, the love and the care that these players have for going out there and competing and winning. Yeah, I mean, there's 24-hour type of rule, but yeah, your Christmas isn't going to be as sweet. Your holidays, your beginning of your off season is not going to be as sweet. But like you said, like maybe that goes into, you know, your off season as fuel and fire. I always think from a recruiting standpoint that you know, it's always helpful to go win these big games. And like we'd mentioned, like Boise State's got to rally and get some of these because you know, those are those games that guys want to know, who do we play in the non-conference this year? And it's like, ooh, we get to go out to Notre Dame. And like, then you just get to tell a better story when it's like, hey, we go out to Notre Dame and beat them. We went to Florida State and beat them. You know, those type of talks are good for recruiting.
Who do you think has more fans, Washington or Boise State?
Ooh.
At the game.
Probably
pretty even.
Tough question. But Boise State travels pretty well, man. I would assume they have a lot of West Coast kids. A lot of kids.
Oh yeah, both teams do. There's gonna be a lot of family friends for both teams.
I'm going to go BSU there. Probably a
All
little
right.
bit more passionate fans, so you'll feel them more. I know how Bronco Nation rolls, man. So
Well, we appreciate you, Winston. We'll still plan to do this next Wednesday for sure to wrap up the game and the season here, and then there'll be enough portal news and off-season stuff that hopefully, if you're up for it, we can at least keep this going. You know, maybe through spring ball or something, and then evaluate the summer. But I think you can always talk Boise State football, and we appreciate you. It should be a fun game coming up on Saturday, and looking forward to watching it, and then looking forward to hopefully next Wednesday talking about a Boise State win.
Absolutely, man. I hope those guys go out there and get the job done and put a cap off to this season, man. Heck of a ride. And yeah, man, BJ, it's been a great run. Appreciate you. And yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see the boys go out there and play their best ball. Big time opportunity for the boys to go and get something done here.
Appreciate you as always, Winston.
All right, BJ, take care, man.
Winston Venable, best in the business. We appreciate him for coming on. Don't forget, Uncle Bob's Pizza. Join the BNN crew on Saturday. I'll be at the game in LA, but would love to have you come hang out with Nathan Carroll and some of our coaches, players. We're still finalizing the lineup, but we'll have a watch party at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. Discounted drinks, discounted pizza. They have the arcade. You can bring the family if the kids want to go play in the arcade. We'll be doing a live pregame show, live postgame show from Uncle Bob's. So you can come give your thoughts or come stand in the background, you know, college game day style, whatever. But looking forward to getting out there on Saturday. The BNN crew, again, wish I could be there. I'll be at the game. But if you're looking for a spot to watch the game, great food, great pizza, great discounted drinks, and you want to have an atmosphere and be around some other Boise State fans, they're going to have a halftime raffle. They'll give away some cool items and things like that. So that'll be at Uncle Bob's Pizza Saturday. We'll be live at 4:30 with the pregame show. The game starts at 6. Make your plans to come to Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian on Saturday for our LA Bowl watch party. We'll be live at 6 o'clock tonight, 6 o'clock with the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show. Boise State and Duquesne on the basketball court, Extra Mile Arena. Don't forget they got those $4 balcony tickets tonight. If you want to come check out the game tonight, $4 tickets at broncosports.com. But Boise State and Duquesne pregame show at 6 o'clock. And then we'll have game coverage, post-game show as well. And then it is off to L.A. tomorrow for the L.A. Bowl. We'll have full coverage there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So go subscribe at BroncoNationNews.com. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Go subscribe, BroncoNationNews.com, 50% off right now for that year subscription to BNN. And check out our message boards, all of our stories. We got our transfer portal tracker, all kinds of content online. And you can check out BroncoNationNews.com. So appreciate everybody for their support. Thanks to Winston. Thanks to Matt Bauscher. And we'll see you tonight, 6 o'clock. By the way, Spencer Danielson, he's talking at 11:45. We got a couple players talking today as well. We'll get the full interviews of those up on our YouTube channel, Bronco Nation News YouTube, coming up this afternoon. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button, and you'll be able to check out Spencer Danielson and the players talking this afternoon on our YouTube channel. So thank you, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you at 6 o'clock, the pregame show at Extra Mile Arena, Boise State basketball. And we'll see you then. Bronco Nation News Live, Bronco Nation News from the Sun Cruiser Studios, BroncoNationNews.com.